Hey coaches, for this video, I'm going to talk to you about our heavy partner trade format for Monday. We're going to use the Tabata timer, and your settings are a 7-minute set, excuse me, a 7-minute set, 30 seconds rest for 4 sets, 30-second recovery for 1 cycle. Here's how it works. Good morning, guys. For today's format, we're going to go heavy. Basically, what I want you to do is I want you to go with the heaviest weight that you can maintain good form with for 5 reps. And here's how it works. You're going to partner up, right? So if Cavalis was my partner, Cavalis is going to do the heaviest 5 reps that he can do with good form while I'm going to rest. And then I'm going to do the heaviest 5 reps that I can do with good form while he rests. And we're going to trade back and forth like that for 7 minutes. Now here's the most important part. This is not a 7-minute AMRAP. I'm giving you 7 minutes simply not to feel rushed. And instead of having a buzzer tell you when to switch, I want you to have the time to set the bar up. So I'm just going to use an example, right? If Cavalis and I were partners on bench presses, he's going to bench press more than I can. There's plenty of time for him to set up the bar. Then I can spot him. He'll do his 5. Then if we need to, we'll pull whatever weight off that we need to for me, and he can spot me, and then we'll put the weight back on, and I'll spot him, and we're going to trade back and forth. Your goal is somewhere between 4 and 6 rounds in those 7 minutes. Now again, I'm not going to lie. The banded station over here and the pull station over here, you may get a few extra rounds in that because that switch goes a little faster. That's fine. But again, what I want more than anything is I want you to stay with a heavy weight, so don't feel like you have to rush. Like the moment your partner's done, you don't gotta, I gotta hurry up and go. Like again, you have 7 minutes. You have plenty of time to get those 4 to 7 rounds in. Make sense? Awesome. After you've done that, buzz the sound, you have 30 seconds, you have a sip of water, move to the next station, we'll make 1 trip around the gym like that. Good? All right, just a quick note before I jump into moves, coaches. The biggest key here is really that. It's the wanting them to take their time to make this. We want them to feel like, again, if they need to make some adjustments on the bar, they have time to do that. When they're switching off, you know, if Cavalis switches off and I'm here and I need to take us an extra second to shake out my arms before I'm, that's fine. There's no rush to get those rounds in. Now, the other thing you're gonna notice is just on that side of the room, they're gonna go a little quicker. This is just for us to know as coaches. The problem is if they're switching weights on the bench press as an example, it takes a bit longer. Then when you get to the bands where they don't really have to switch weights, they just gotta pick a different band, it goes a little quicker. So we know they may get a few more reps or a few more rounds on that side, that's okay. All right, here are your moves. We're gonna do a landmine row. So again, they're gonna get on the deck step. I'm gonna actually prop the camera up so you can kind of see me on this other one here. Right. They're gonna kick one leg out, if you will, wide, right? And then just basically they're straddling over the top of the bar. They're going to grab their right by the bar, and I'm going to turn this way so you can actually see me, hopefully in the camera. Okay. So I'll kick that leg out wide. I'm going to grab right behind the bar, pull up, and then bring it right back down. So again, I'm going to do those 5 rows, and then I'm going to turn and face the other way, do those 5 rows, and then I'm going to switch with my partner. And again, we'll switch back and forth. At station number 2, they're going to bench press. Again, you will notice that the furthest rig, I actually have it pulled out a little bit further just in case you need, for a slider. So again, you should be able to get behind all of them, but sometimes as we're putting a heavy bar back, the rig slowly inchworms back, so I pulled that one out a little bit further, but again, the partners can kind of naturally create that ability to spot if you need to. As a coach, you're still gonna probably spend a little bit more time drifted this way, just because obviously this is the more technical move of the moves we're doing today, so I won't lie, most of my classes only had 2 groups. If I did have 3, again, you're moving around, but you're always kind of keeping a little bit of an eye on this one just because as people are going heavier, sometimes again, guys are finding that sweet spot of what's that challenging 5th rep. At station number 3, we're gonna do pull-ups in the EQ bar. So again, I'll real quick try to prop the camera up here. You're gonna get inside the EQ bars. Level 1, they'll bring their hips up. They're gonna roll. Level 2, they'll just straighten out their legs and do that. And then level 3, there are 2 of them over here that have the deck step on. So again, I can still straighten out my legs on top of the deck step, which basically just kind of puts me in that slightly inclined position, making it a little bit more challenging. And then lastly, at station number 4, they're gonna do an incline chest press. So they're gonna do this with obviously both arms at the same time, but since I don't have someone to hold the camera for me, I'm just gonna do it with a really light band on one side so I can walk through it. They're gonna put the bands underneath their armpits with their thumbs hooked in, right? They're gonna come forward, take that staggered stance and lean into it. And then from here, they're gonna press just up at a slightward angle. So if you look, the band basically kind of runs diagonally from my hand, right down underneath my armpit, back to the anchor back there, right? So again, I'm just gonna, here. Again, I'll be doing this with both arms. And again, we want them to be challenging. So again, they're gonna go heavier. People are probably gonna be using the blue and the black bands, but we don't want them to be so heavy or so far here that when they're pressing, they're arching themselves back. We still want them to stay in that nice stack line. So one of the things we're watching is watching that lower back or watching that rib, that they don't really puff up their ribs. Again, we want to just stay in a nice staggered stance. So I'm good, stable. They're gonna have to work their core and then press for those 5 reps. Again, switch the partner. Like I said, this one will go really fast. So they don't have to feel rushed. Like, right, if you're done, take a second, shake it out. Switch with the partner. Take it out. Like, don't feel like, oh, I gotta hurry as soon as my partner gets done. Because like I said, in 7 minutes, they're gonna easily, I told everybody, think like you got a minute. You know, get your set done, switch your partner, get your set done. And if you guys are switching, like, you know, you both are getting one set in every minute, you're gonna be done you're gonna get 7 rounds in, right? So if I take 30 seconds and Caval takes 30 seconds, that'll be one round. Then if he takes another 30 seconds and I take 30 seconds, and it won't take you 30 seconds to get the 5 in as much as just, again, take your time. You're not rushing. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with, you know, 10 rounds in. And again, we're not trying to do that. And then lastly, our finisher. So again, you should finish with about 5 minutes left in your finish, or for your finisher time. You're gonna give them 2 to 2.5, depending if you got 4 or 5 minutes left with the stopwatch. All right, guys, here's your finisher. We have 2 finishers. We're gonna spend 2 minutes on the first one and 2 minutes on the second one, or 2.5, depending what you have for time. We're gonna do the back and the chest. So if you just finished on the back exercise, I would start with the chest one. If you just finished on the chest exercise, I would start with the back one, but it's your choice. You're gonna work with your partner and you're gonna do a ladder. So here's what it's gonna look like. For the back exercise, I'm gonna grab 1 or 2 plates in each hand, and then I'm gonna hinge over right here. And again, they're gonna do this with both arms, but I'm doing it with one just to show, right? I'm gonna do 1, and then Cavalos will do 1. And then I'm gonna do 2, and then Cavalos will do 2. And then I'm gonna do 3. Again, you'll be doing this with both arms at the same time. And then we're switching, and we're just gonna go up to 10, or for the 2 or 2.5 minutes, whatever you have for time, whichever one comes first. And then the second part will be the same thing with the push-ups. I'll do a push-up, then Cavalos will do a push-up. Then I'll do 2 push-ups, then Cavalos will do 2 push-ups. And again, we're gonna work up to 10 or for that 2.5 minutes. So basically, I just grabbed the stopwatch. I'm like, all right, guys, we're going for 2 minutes. And I had half my group doing rows and half the group doing push-ups. And then at the 2 minute mark, I'm like, all right, guys, switch. If you haven't gotten to 10, that's okay. 2 minutes are up, let's switch. And you switch. And again, you might have a few people that are really good at push-ups or really good at the rows where they might just hit 10 just shortly before you get to that 2 minute mark. That's fine, they'll just get a few extra seconds of rest. This is our heavy partner trade format for Monday.